the war started between US and Vietnam. The learning objective for this is for you to find out how come a great I can't get words. A powerful country like, hey, today you have to help me, you know, I'm not in the mood to, actually I keep forgetting, so you need to give me some words. Okay, a great country like America, how can it be defeated by Vietnam? Okay, so you need to listen to me. You just by seeing this, you won't understand. Okay, forget about this. I tell you what happened before the Vietnam War, okay? So before the Vietnam War, Vietnam was a country where? In Southeast Asia. So it has a lot of rice and rice and rubber. Can I have it? So I can use this. Who gave you this?
Jasmine.
Who's Jasmine?
Ex-student.
See? Ex-girlfriend. Okay. Okay, it's a country in Southeast Asia, and then it has rice and rubber. So France took over. After the World War II, okay, during the World War II, Japan already conquered France. Listen the story, huh? Listen. I'm talking during the World War II, Japan already conquered Vietnam. So Japan was occupying Vietnam. After the World War II, when they all surrendered, they left Vietnam already. But Vietnam needed some colonization that time. Although they don't like to be colonized, but they needed the colonization. So what happened when the world was divided? US suggested that Vietnam should be given to France, because they also contributed in the France has also contributed in the World War II, and now it's ended. Then France should rule Vietnam. But Vietnamese, they don't like to be ruled by anyone. A lot of questions coming up from here. Okay, now let me tell you a little bit about this guy called Ho Chi Minh. I'm sorry that I don't have his picture. Ho Chi Minh. So who is this Ho Chi Minh? He is the president of the North Vietnam. He is also a very influential communist leader, like in 20th century. So what Ho Chi Minh did, they didn't want to be colonized, right? So Ho Chi Minh asked help from US. That time, the whole Vietnam was only one, but they were living, there were communists and anti-communists, but they're all living together like us lah. Muslims, Chinese, Malays, all living together, right, like that. So Ho Chi Minh went to the United States. They asked help from them. They said, can you please help us? We don't want to be colonized. Please ask France to leave. But America didn't want to help Ho Chi Minh because he is a communist leader. If only he helped him by asking France to leave Vietnam, what will happen? The whole Vietnam will become communism. And then it will eventually spread to the surrounding neighboring countries, and the whole Southeast Asia will become communist. And you, again, I want to remind you, this is a period of the Cold War, ideological war. They didn't want any ideology to be spreaded. Okay? And then, so when he asked help, he didn't help. What he did, he came back, he said, okay, never mind, I'm going to fight on my own. So he organized this army called Viet Minh Army. So don't get confused between Ho Chi Minh and Viet Minh. Ho Chi Minh is the leader, Viet Minh is the name of the army. So he organized this Viet Minh Army to against the French rule. So around 1946, they started the war between French and Viet Minh. We don't say Vietnam, French and Viet Minh. So US supported the French by giving them money and advisors. Somehow France got defeated by the Viet Minh. Okay, when they were defeated, all done, right? So now, after end of every war, we have a treaty agreement, right? So let's see what happened. That's what you see in my notes here. So after the war ended, a treaty was signed between French and the Viet Minh. What said the treaty? They said that France will leave Vietnam, and the Vietnam will be divided into two, which is North Vietnam and South Vietnam. North Vietnam will be occupied by communists, and South Vietnam will be occupied by anti-communists. Okay, and then so after they divided, why they had to give to the anti-communists? Although Ho Chi Minh was the leader, right? But he felt that since Vietnam, the anti-communist people also helped during the war with France. Okay, they call it as French. What war is that? What war? In French Indochina War. Okay, they helped in the French Indochina War. So as a contribution, as a appreciation, they gave them the South Vietnam. But after that, they start to invade these people. Okay, they start to invade the South Vietnam, and then they send army to attack South Vietnam. So when US found out that the South Vietnam is under a threat, US sent his advisors, no army, at this point no army, send the advisors to help the South Vietnamese. Because again, the same reason, US didn't want the North Vietnam to conquer South, and the whole Vietnam will become communist country. So when US helping the South Vietnam, these North Vietnamese, who are the communists, got so angry on US. So what they did, they attacked a US ship which was on the patrolling there. Gulf of Tonkin. This is the incident of Gulf of Tonkin. So they attacked that ship. So when they attacked that ship, US got so angry, and what US did, they asked the Congress in US to sign a resolution. Resolution means a decision. What is the resolution called? Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. Okay, they asked the Congress to sign the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, and then once they get approved, to send the army, US Army to Vietnam. So it was signed, it was approved, and then US sent a lot of army, about 184,000 of US troops just to attack a simple country like Vietnam. Okay, so US thought that they are faster army, they are great force, they have a great navy, so they can easily defeat them. Unfortunately, US was not equipped to fight with Vietnam because of the method handled by Vietnam was totally different than the US. What was that? Okay, this now, forget about Viet Minh for a while. Viet Minh was during the French Indochina War. Now we are talking about the Vietnam War. Now for the Vietnam War, they have organized another small battalion called Viet Cong. So do not get confused between Ho Chi Minh, Viet Minh and Viet Cong. So Viet Cong is during the US time. So they had that Viet Cong. Who is this Viet Cong? They are communists. They are very small band. And they are very good at guerrilla war, not gorilla war. Okay, it's guerrilla war. They are good at guerrilla war. What is guerrilla war?
You fight, then you run.
Yes, hit and run. Hit and run. So hit and run, hide and attack, and all this. So what they do, they build that underground tunnels. Build the underground tunnels. Underground tunnels mean, let's say example, we are in F3M now. Let's say just, what is his name? Jaren, please, Jaren. You are distracting me. Okay, F3M here, right? Let's say you want to attack F1M, the last class there. So what you do, you dig underground tunnel complexes, Tunnel complexes mean you supplies, everything will be there. And then you build the tunnel which will be connected until F1M. And then you go there, you do a suicidal bombing F1M. Okay or not? Bombing F1M. So that's how, teacher, can you tell her that I need 5 minutes? Can I have 5 minutes, please? Can I have 5 minutes, please? Why out 5 minutes? 谢谢你. Okay, now listen. Wait, I only have 5 minutes. Listen. Later, don't message me. At night on, don't message me. Okay. So they build underground tunnel and then they go and attack the enemy there. So this was happening and a lot of destruction happened, waste of life, waste of money, a lot of things happened. And that's when the media involved. Of course, we didn't have Twitter and Facebook like now, but they had their own media, television, newspaper and all that. People start to see this as a big way of like a propaganda, you know. You propagate for simple thing. This is not US problem. This is a problem between the North and the South. Right? So why US have to spend so much of money and killing a lot of life for this simple war? And where do you get the money from? You tax the people, right?
The teacher said you can take the 2 classes.
What is that?
Our teacher said you can take the 2 classes because like she's not teaching the 2 periods.
I have class. I have class. I have a class. Tell her I have a class also. I'm going to finish already 2 minutes. Okay? So where was I? Come on, tell me, where was I?
Media.
Media involvement. Okay, when media was involved, oh my God, wait, let me recall. President Johnson, that time President Johnson, so he was answerable for all this. So what he did, he said, okay lah, never mind, I don't want to get into trouble because I'm a president now. So he pulled the troops away from there, okay, from Vietnam. Once he pulled, and then he didn't want to continue another term. He didn't want to serve for another term. He resigned, and then who came? President Nixon. Yeah, President Nixon came in, and then he promised them, like, okay, how does American speak? Giving oath. Who is good in American English? Who? That class has a lot. Oh yeah, she is good in American English. You can imitate President Nixon. That girl, the last one. Yeah, teacher, teacher, just 2 more minutes, teacher, please. No, actually, I have class also. Oh yeah. Okay. So he promised them that he will end the war, but somehow he failed. He didn't end the war. So it was going on like that. So once US troops retrieved from Vietnam, what happened was the North invaded the South and the whole Vietnam went under the rule of communists. They first captured the capital, Saigon. Then they become communist country. Okay? So after the World War II, they formed the organization called United Nations. What is the function of the United Nations? Because they don't want another World War to happen. So if anything wrong, any problem between the countries, among the countries, you come here, we talk and we settle. That's what their motive. So that time, although a lot of countries were the members of the United Nations, there were 5 countries that were given the veto power. Who was that 5 countries? China, France, Russia, United Kingdom and United States. So what is veto power? Veto power is like meaning that I forbid. That means anybody can suggest something. They want to do this. Okay, example. Somebody want to launch a new satellite. Okay, they have to get approval from all the countries. So they will come and present what is their satellite for and what kind of chemicals are used, everything. So they have a lot of countries in the United Nations, right? But only these 5 countries can actually say no to that project. Okay, only these 5 countries have that veto power. Since Russia was one of the countries having the veto power, and you see Russia, they have different ideology. So every time United States and United Kingdom come out with an idea, Russia will always stop them. And without the full, compliances from these 5 states, these 5 countries you can't proceed with the projects or with the plan. Okay, understand until here? So that's what I say. Russia opposed all the proposals given by European countries through the veto power. And then nuclear programming. This is another reason for the Cold War. Okay, what is nuclear programming? See, after the World War II, everybody got very threatened with what happened in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, because it's actually destroyed the whole place, right? It's a what bomb? Atom bomb, right? So everybody want to have a nuclear program which can protect them from others. That's the time Russia started first, you know. When Russia knew that they are going to have some clash with the US, so Russia started with started the program, nuclear program, following the US. That means US started first. So in 40 years of time, okay, both developed their own nuclear weapons, which is capable of destroying the whole planet. Okay, so in 1952, what happened? US, they tested their first hydrogen bomb. So who tested the first hydrogen bomb? USA. Where they tested it? They tested it in because hydrogen bomb, you cannot simply bring and test in front of Chungling, or you cannot go and test under the Penang Bridge, okay? Okay, you need to find a place, vacant place where there's no people. So that's when they chose this island, Pacific Island, in where? Inuglap, okay? So people were so threatened after this testing because it destroyed the whole Pacific. So how powerful that hydrogen bomb could be. Okay, and it is believed that that hydrogen bomb which was tested, they released 1,000 times more destructive energy than the atom bomb. That means this hydrogen bomb is worse than atom bomb. And why they are so concerned about the release of the destructive energy? It can attack even the gene of the people. Understand? Like, I don't know, like they test here somewhere, you all calling, what? When you see people with the tan skin, you call black, right? Where? You didn't see? Black, right? That if they tested any bomb here, that nuclear can make all of you black. You affect your gene. After that, you see wherever in Penang will be full with black people, okay? So be careful, Okay then. So when they tested this hydrogen bomb, who tested? USA. Then now Russia, our member, he got so threatened. Oh my God, USA came out with a hydrogen bomb. I need to do something, man. Then they also developed the next year itself. They tested. Why are you holding your hand? It's so disgusting, you know. So okay, come back here. Hello. So in 1952, USA started, and then Russia started in 1953. Another hydrogen bomb. Okay? So then, Russia want to be more advanced than US. What they did? After like 4 years, in 1957, they launched their first satellite into orbit. That was the first satellite in the world was launched into orbit. They call it as Sputnik 1. Okay, then when they launched that satellite, what is this satellite capable of? Who can tell me?
Bring the rockets up to the space, then they can bring the whole world within the range of a nuclear attack.
Yeah, okay. It's actually they are intercontinental rockets. They can be developed to bring, okay, they can bring the whole world within the range of the nuclear bomb. That means, if I drop one nuclear bomb, if I want to attack few nations, everybody is in my range. That means in my radar lah. Okay, so that was that satellite capable of. So other countries got so fearful because of this, and they started developing their own nuclear weapons. So this is called as the race of armament. So that is the reason for the Cold War. And then the Berlin blockade. Okay. Wow, man, that's a lot lah. Okay, I'm tired already lah. You everything you want is easy lah. She don't like me, you know. She doesn't like me. She like Miss Madhuri. But she want my notes. You ask Miss Madhuri to do for you. Okay, listen here. So in 1945, Potsdam Agreement is coming out in the exam. Please remember, Potsdam Agreement. What is Potsdam Agreement? That Potsdam Agreement was the agreement that divided Germany into 4 zones. You know, right? When Germany surrendered after the World War II, they had to take Germany in their control, right? So they divided Germany into 4. How they divided, you know? The 4, who are the countries? America, Britain, Russia and France. They 4 of them divided. The eastern part taken by Russia, and the western part taken by America, Britain and France. They share. Okay, I'll show you the map later. So they share. But apart from dividing them into 4, they have this Berlin, which is very important. Okay, Berlin fell into the territory of USSR, Russia, which is in the eastern part. So now that Berlin was also divided into 4. Okay? Ikang, battery, Ikang leh. Nah. Oh my God, don't tell me I didn't bring my cable. Okay, never mind. Let me be quick. Huh? No. I don't have
Screenshot.
No. Cannot. Okay. So okay, let me be very quick. Listen. So the Berlin fell into the territory of USSR. So therefore they need to divide the Berlin also into 4. So forget about the western part, but we talk about the Berlin part. So Berlin is divided into 4, right? And then slowly our Stalin, he started learning that these 3 countries, because these 3 are capitalists. This Stalin only communist. So these 3 started to merge their portions, their territories. If they merge their territories, what will happen? The capitalist territory will be the bigger and the communist territory will be smaller. So he didn't like it. So what he did, since all the other territories, who is talking? You want to listen or you want to talk? We are rushing, I don't have time, you know. Okay, since the Berlin fell into the territory of the Russia, what he did, he put a blockade there. Blockade means he blocked the supplies and electricity to Berlin. That is called as Berlin blockade. Okay, so after that, in response to that, when Stalin did that, America, they wanted to threaten Stalin. So what they did, they stationed their long-range bombers in Britain. Stand by lah, if anything happen, just bomb. Okay. So at that time, Russia, they haven't had any nuclear weapons yet. Okay. So this problem was going on, and then some of the US generals, what they did, they recommended to the president. That time was President Truman. So they told Truman that we should enforce some army and we should have some, force way to open the blockade. Okay, to use force lah. But Truman rejected that opinion. Truman said no need to do that. Somehow he brought the supply into Berlin through air. Okay. Okay, I show you this map. Okay, look at this. This is what I say. This part, you can see this part. You can see green, blue and yellow. So this one is divided into 3. France, UK and America. America, United Kingdom, France. Okay. Now this red color belongs to Russia. But inside there you see this small one. This is the Berlin. So Berlin, can you see they also have the colorful division there? So that means that Berlin is divided into 4. Okay. So since these people try to move it to become together, he could block the Berlin because Berlin fell into his territory. Hey, understand or not? Sudah penat lah, ayo. Okay, understand. You say don't understand me now, I will just cry lah. Okay, because I think I'm very clear. Okay, next is a proxy war in Korea. Okay, we learned about Vietnam War? Not yet. Okay, it's like that. Same thing will happen in the Vietnam War. This is a proxy war. You see, after the World War II, when Japan withdraw from Korea, they had these two. They have divided Korea into two, North and South, and they had communism and anti-communism. So that time they had problem. They wanted to invade each other. So what America did, they supply money and advice. They were helping them, backing the North invaded the South, and then North was backed by Soviet, South was backed by US, and then they were fighting for 3 years. Okay, when they were fighting for 3 years, that time when US involved in that war, they went almost, because they were going to the northward. They want to attack the communists, right? This question is coming out in the exam. Focus. When they are going to the north to attack them. Oh, never mind. I'm here. Okay, when they went to the north to attack them, what happened was they went very close to China already, you know. Okay, and when China thought that US was going to attack them, and how many million? About 1 million. 1 million. They sent about 1 million troops, communist troops. China sent to Korea. 1 million, man. I think they were doing a clearance. Clearance like what? Hey, what is this holding hands and what? Hey, these boys, I think not serious at all, you know. Hello, next week don't come and tell me, teacher got tips, No. What young no tips, I saw this one just now, Ikang. Just now holding these two holding hand, that two holding hands. Yeah, I don't like seeing all this. Okay. So they sent 1 million troops to actually help the Korean lah, because they scared that if Korea was defeated, if that north part was defeated, they will enter China also, because China is the biggest communist world. Okay, so done. Now Vietnam War.